All right, today we're gonna, this is a 2015 Camaro SS 6P GPI SS2 cam. Customer states, had it base tuned from a local shop. Not gonna name any names, but I have fixed multiple things from this shop. And then he was supposed to go back for a base or a full tune, and they won't respond to his calls. So I got it flashed. I'm starting off in speed density mode like always. I'm probably not going to record a lot with this, but the only thing I kind of do see odd with this is this is kind of out of character for this shop. They usually don't even touch the virtual volumetric efficiency table, so I'm not sure why they decided to do it this time, but maybe they're learning. But that's a little too smooth to me, like for a VVE table. But I'm just going to double check everything. The only problem I do see right now, it's showing a little lean, but it's also just still an open loop. But so I'm gonna go ahead and drive it around for a little bit, and I think it's idling a little too high for this cam. I think I can probably go a little lower on it, and it'd probably be okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and drive around with this. I'm gonna see how far off all those old fuel trims are. You can tell it's running lean still, and we're gonna go see what we can find. All right, so I did a little 11-minute drive, like nothing crazy. I just wanted to kind of get a little feel for it. The idle does hang like a little bit, coming to a rolling stop. The idle is a little higher than what it should be. It's lean in some spots too, and I really did actually hang around here for quite a while. I didn't just spike them. But it did confirm my suspicion that they did just kind of smooth out the VVE table. So I actually copied and pasted and did my own thing here. And then you can look at the map now. It's got a little bit more fuel here. And on VVE stuff, it's actually okay to have a little bit of a peak like that as long as they're rounded over. VVE is a little different than VE tables. But that's totally fine right there. That actually looks really good. And then all you do is copy and paste that to the open and the closed manifold settings right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and flash this and go for another spin. See, the cool thing about having the 6-speed in these and tuning them is I don't really have to worry about transmission settings, which is a plus. But you get to hold the gear. I got the laptop down there now because I kept on sliding around on these leather seats. That's your gears. But you get to hold the gear and kind of just fill in all those blanks right there, like that. Slow down, get some decel going. I ain't worried about too much of the decel. The deceleration fuel cutoff does that. So I'm gonna bog it right here in third, 1,000 RPM. So you can kind of get it all filled in. It's not all about power sometimes, it's just about drivability. Not go on these virtual volumetric efficiency tables or VE tables. I usually just go up to about 4,000 RPM because back on the blended system, the mass airflow sensor actually takes over after 4 grand. So I don't worry too much about up top as long as it's pretty smooth. Unless it's just a speed density only tune, which hardly ever do. I can get them pretty good on a blended system. This is just a cam only LS3, so nothing crazy. But I'm gonna go ahead and keep on filling these in right here for about 30 minutes or so, and see what we come up with. All right, so we got an 18-minute drive out of that one. I thought it was pretty good. It looks a lot better than what it did. Got a little leanness right here under a heavy load at around 1,000, 1,200 RPM. That was me like bogging it in 6th gear, going like, oh hell, I think it was going like 50 miles an hour. But let me scoot over this. Everything up there is kind of rich. That's decel stuff. I ain't too concerned with that, but the main portion of it looks like I kind of almost nailed it at the beginning, that's where you're going to be driving at mainly, So I'm going to go ahead and transfer all these tables over to the VVE table. It does seem to like 800 RPM idles. I'm gonna bump up the torque follower, I think. It's something in first gear that where it doesn't like sit there and jerk, you know. I'm gonna bump it up by like 2 points, I think. I'm gonna be okay with that. I'm gonna check out the spark retard. I haven't really even touched the table, and as you can see, yeah, I got a little bit of spark knock up there. I'm gonna double check that stuff, and that could be in at wide open throttle too. So I'm gonna double check that. I'm gonna have to put a wideband on this thing. But right now we're just focusing on drivability, and yeah, it looks like it's kind of spicy up there. So I might actually look at that timing table and tone that down quite a bit. LS3s don't really like a lot of timing, so. And then I think everything else looks pretty good. Still hanging a little bit on the idle, coming down. That's long-term fuel trims there. It's off right now. But gonna go ahead and transfer all this stuff and try to fix that coming to a stop idle hanging BS crap. And then let's go for another ride. Not too shabby. It made it start a little better, added a little timing to the startup thing. I was letting it sit here and idle so I can get some good data idling here. And it looks like it's getting, yeah, it's just getting better right there. So I accidentally clicked start on the thing, didn't reset it. Usually these Gen 4s will sit there going to open loop for like the first, like, I don't know, like 2-3 minutes or whatever of running. So I'm gonna get this thing squared away. VVE tables take quite a while, but after this is done, the math tables are fairly simple to dial in, and then we will do wide open throttle. Well, I just had a weird one. I was on the highway, right there in the middle of Oklahoma, and it just stopped recording. So I don't know what happened. It just did it too. So, but it's, you know, it's good enough data right there. This stuff right here, I'm not really concerned with that too much. That was just deceleration, like hardcore. At 3,000, I mean, I ain't worried about that, but the rest of it, man, that looks really good. That's within, hell, that's within 1%, 2% right there. Still got a little lean spot right there, so I'm gonna add some fuel down here manually, probably a little bit right here too, just to even it out. But I think overall, it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna look at the spark retard map. I think the previous tuner had it pretty spicy up top, so I turned it down a lot. You know, I think that's a little blip right there. I'm not going to worry about that too much. It actually might be something rubbing under the hood or something, but I'm going to double check all that stuff. This right here was actually bogging down and then trying to hit it really hard right there, so I'm not concerned with that one either. But overall, it actually looks a lot better with the stock map, and it's kind of smoothed over a little bit. The stock map on these actually looks terrible on the spark tables here. I'll show you. It is terrible looking. Let's see here. Okay, so that is my modified one right there. So pretty smooth right there. And then here's a stock one. That looks terrible. But it really is just a stock table that's been just tweaked. And then there's all the differences right there. And then there's the differences right there. Added some timing right here. Just kind of smoothed this timing over right here. And then I mean, it's pretty much stock. Up top right there, just until I get a wideband on this thing, because I don't really like playing with up top timing without a wideband, just to make sure what the air fuel ratio is. But it does drive really well. I'm just gonna go ahead and copy those the virtual volumetric efficiency tables over. I'm gonna smooth those over. Here is the table. Let's see. Oh, actually, I'll just do it on camera. All right, so we're gonna go over here, copy it, select the whole thing, copy. Right there, go back over. We're gonna make this big. Come on, boom. All right, we're gonna go over here, select the whole thing, paste. I'm just gonna do by half on this one, and it'll change everything in the middle right there, but man, it ain't gonna do nothing. And again, you know, it took some fuel down here and it added a little bit down here. So I'm going to go ahead and manually kind of pull these up a little bit, just so like when I go to calculate the coefficients right here, it'll actually smooth it out a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll get back on the camera. All right, so I went ahead and added a little fuel down here, took some out in that deceleration portion of it, but as you can see, we're a lot better than what it was before. Let me go ahead and open up another HP tuners, since you actually cannot compare virtual volumetric efficiency tables. So I have to open up another tab real quick, and I'll be right back. And then again, I always save an as found, so this is it as I found it. So we're gonna go ahead and open up the virtual volumetric efficiency table, VVE for short. And as you can see, theirs was just, it's like somebody just smoothed it over and then just kind of left it alone. I'm not sure who, like I said, I don't know who did that. So let's see, is this one? Yeah, this one's mine. And then we're gonna go ahead and go to virtual, and then drag it, and then we're gonna open it. And you can see I opened up, I mean, it kind of looks the same, but I added quite a bit of fuel right here. It was really lean right there for some reason. I'm not sure what happened between them and mine, you know, I have no clue. But they did adjust this, because I don't think that stock one looks like that. I mean, hell, we can look at a stock one real quick. I still have a stock file from HP Tuners. Let's see what they did. Hell, that might be a stock one. I mean, I don't know. Let's see here. Let's open up another one, which I don't think it was. I don't think it was a stock one. Let's see, downloads. Yep, I downloaded one right before I even remotely started, just to see what was going on. And then here's a stock one right here. Yeah, so it wasn't stock. Whoa, God, that looks terrible. But yeah, that's a stock one right there. So, but yeah, they did touch them, so they were probably pretty close, and they probably just kind of just moved on to the math. So not a big deal. It was just a little lean and speed density mode. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is flash it back to math only. So I'm gonna tune in the math tables, see if they're actually off, which I have a feeling they're gonna be a little lean. And then we're gonna dial in the math. All right, so I got the math all dialed in. Turning it back to blended now. I was kind of messing with some idle settings and stuff, so comes right to idle. I'm still gonna have to mess with that. It's kind of coming down a little too fast for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and mess with that a little bit more. But I'm gonna go ahead and data log it, make sure everything's actually copacetic. But I am gonna mess with that idle a little bit. It doesn't die or anything coming to a stop. It actually does pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and log it a little bit more, check the timing on it, all that stuff, see if it's got any spark retard, all that jazz. And then I think if he does have a wideband bung, we're gonna put a wideband sensor on it, but he is gonna get headers for this thing. I think it still has stock exhaust manifolds, but he is gonna get headers for this, and we're gonna tune it again on that. So if you don't have a wideband bung, I'll just set it rich, and it'll be fine. So let me go ahead and drive this thing around, and we'll get a final thought on it. Well, we got it all dialed in. I don't think he has a wideband bung on it, but it runs pretty good, not too shabby. No knock. I tried a wide open throttle pull in second gear, no knock. So I don't know what the air fuel ratio is, but it's safe enough, I would imagine. But yeah, this is a pretty fun one to tune. I don't see too many 6-speed 5th gens, that's for sure. This is probably one of my favorite ones, is the later ones. I think this is the one with the cool taillights. But anyway, yeah, we'll do a